Hello, team, and welcome to episode 18. I hereby pronounce you a community. If you got the reference, you are one of the lucky people who have seen this amazing series. I cannot recommend it enough. Community is a great series, and you can practice your English as a bonus. But, team, welcome. You'll be continuing our class about get. Last week we talked about get before a verb. I gave you guys 3 different options, 3 out of many. And today we'll be talking about get before an adjective. I think it's important because it's almost like to be's cousin. We'll see this in a couple of minutes, but there are a lot of uses of get. Same way that I can say it is hot, I can say that it is getting hot. And this is true for almost any adjective. So, team, welcome. 6 seasons in a movie. If you guys want to check out some community content, they have a lot on YouTube. Right here, your first activity is to see the first speech from the first episode. So it's not really a spoiler. But team, we'll be talking a little bit about community. And no matter how much of how quiet a person you are, how much you like to stay by yourself, people do want to be a part of a community, just the right communities. And that's what we'll be talking about today. So how about you? What community do you belong to? These are my gym bros. So this is from the gym community. I have my English community. You have your family community that you were born with, maybe your neighborhood. If you are friends with your neighbors or your building. When I had a dog, I used to know everybody who had dogs. My daughter, I know the parents of people who have kids her age. So there are many communities that we are a part of. So number 2, what community do you find interesting but don't belong to? There's a bunch. If I lived on a beach, I would be a surfer. I admire anybody who dances. I wish I could play an instrument. I think rock climbing is pretty cool. The yoga people seem very zen. So there are many communities I would enjoy belonging to, especially these ones that involve kind of physical activities. All right, grammar point. Get plus adjective. So you're there, you're listening to this, pay attention. Think about this again. If I say that I traveled to Rio last week, and it was hot, and it got hot, you clue. What's the difference? And this small difference, they're both correct, is what we'll be talking about today. And I used to be, is, was, are, were, will be, is the future. All of these variations from the beginning to the end of the idea stays the same. This water is cold. There is a cat here. I'm at my friend's house. This cat is funny. And from the beginning to the end of the idea, it maintains the same. It stays the same. But when you use get, you're talking about a transition. I can say, oof, it is getting hot. Oh, the water got cold. The movie gets funny after the middle. I didn't like the course at the beginning, but then it started to get interesting. So whenever you want to talk about a transition, a change of state, you can use get instead of to be. And the activity that I have here, I gave you some situations. You know, if a bee stings your hand, it might get swollen, swell up. If your bus is late in the morning, you could get angry, frustrated, get to work late. So I want you to finish all of these ideas with your variation of get. All right? And Confucius, he will be bringing us our dad joke today. Person who runs in front of car gets tired. Person who runs behind car gets exhausted. When does it get hot in your city? It is always hot here, but it gets extra hot towards the end of the year. And I think it gets the worst type of hot when it's raining and then all of a sudden it gets hot. It's that switch between the two temperatures. What topic gets you curious? It is easy to get me curious about anything gym related. It will distract me. So if you want to distract me in class. You can ask me something gym related. Team, Wednesday was a holiday here, Workers' Day. I did not send you a message, and I left this for some back office, for some behind the camera work that I needed to get done. And what I did was I reorganized the community on WhatsApp. Why? I have a lot of students who are in this 0 to speaking course where they're learning to get more comfortable speaking in English, and it's different content. So why am I using WhatsApp? Because I know you have WhatsApp. Everybody has WhatsApp. And with Instagram, you'd have to use Instagram. With Discord, you would have to download Discord. So with WhatsApp, I know you will have. And you can click here to join. And Creative English is my basic course. I say basic, the one that I have been doing for years. What is changing now is that I'm trying to give you a mini stimulus every day. So you might have noticed that I have been switching the names of the activities in the PDF. So Monday I will send you an activity. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday and Sunday you guys get off. So no messages on Saturday and Sunday. 5-star recommendations is the first activity group that I am opening up to my students. It's one of the easiest ways to practice because we all do new things. You go to a new restaurant, if you buy something online, if you watch a series, you read a book, if you take a new course, if you see something interesting online. Anything that you find is worth 5 stars, that is really good, that other people would enjoy, you have a chance to recommend it. And there's no exact format. I like to say describe, then say to who you would recommend it and give a little bit of personal information. That's just a basic way to do it, but you can do it in audio form, you can write it, and of course you can check with me, you can send it to me for me to check before you send it in the group. Last up, number 4, book club. I know I am not as cool as Oprah, but I have always wanted to start a book club. And this is just a chance for my students to be reading what I'm reading so that we can talk about it. Like Miss Sarah says, reading is more fun with more people when you have somebody to discuss the book. So starting next week, our class will actually be talking about this. I will be suggesting a book or two that you can read at your own speed. There is no problem if you want to take your time. I will be available to discuss it. I will only recommend books that I have read that I think are worth reading. But welcome aboard. If you are a reader, I'm sure you will enjoy it. How much is the ideal English frequency for you? For most people, I would recommend a little bit, at least Monday to Friday, and maybe one day where you have to do some active study. But some people, they need saturation, which is put as much English in your life as possible. Excellent for beginners. And people who are already very comfortable, who are fluent in English, sometimes if they just have somebody, a study buddy to talk a little bit with, that's usually enough. So it depends on where you are. And what might be an interesting group in the future? Team, real question. If you have any ideas, send them my way. I already got some good ideas for my students. Team, passions, tic-tac-toe. Again, trying to figure out what interests my students. I saw this activity once online, and it would have been better live because then people would be able to cross each other's off. But I asked my students to write down 9 of their interests, 9 of their passions, 9 things that make the blood flow hotter. But realistically, it's 9 things that you like. And I wanted to see what my students most have in common. Traveling seems to be the winner so far. Traveling. Most people put that down. I think everybody likes to travel. Maybe that's why people are studying. So what are 9 of your interests? Next week, I will make available the what everybody said. I missed some of my students this week because of the holiday. So I will get the final tally, the final results. What is something you thought you would hate until you tried it? The gym. I always thought I would hate the gym, and nowadays I spend like 8 hours a week there. So how did you take the first step? A friend of mine, he kept talking about it. I was like, all right, let's do it. But it was not an easy first step, but it was the first of many. And what is an unexpected hobby you have? Ooh, let me see. I play RPG, Dungeons and Dragons, with some of my friends. some of my friends who live far away. Now we can do this online. But what about it is misunderstood? I was going to say that it is not only for nerds, but it really is. It's very nerdy. So I guess it's not that mysterious. Team, last up, the first community and hopefully the best community you have, your family. And one more series recommendation. I saw this on Disney Plus the other day. Malcolm in the Middle. Hilarious show. If you have a big family, you will identify with some of their craziness. But I sent this opening scene and also another scene for you to check out. Team, if you're not comfortable yet watching a whole episode in English, these opening scenes are a good starting challenge. They're usually about 2 minutes. So when you pick a series, often comedies, you can challenge yourself to just watch that first scene in English, no subtitles. And you will see the growth from there. Remember, we're trying to practice our listening, so not our reading. And let me see. Are you in a relationship? Yes, I am. What are your in-laws like? I really like my in-laws. I have a cool in-law side of the family. Guy, my brother-in-law, Vanya, my mother-in-law, Nang, my uncle-in-law. He can fix anything. It's very 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 cool to have somebody like that in your life. One of Lisa's favorites, my aunt-in-law. So I have a very cool gang. How about you? Team, that's it. The answers, not the only answers, but possible answers to the get exercise are right here. Now we'll leave you with a quote. At the heart of all civilization is community, the mutually cooperative and voluntary venture of man to assume a semblance of responsibility for his brother. Mr. Martin Luther King. So, team, I will leave you with that. Like always, thank you, and I hope to see you